In your memory, little brother. I still don't know what that means yet. I've played this game so many times and I still don't know what it is. Although I'll give you a round of applause, Devolver Digital. You've done a good job. Within 2 seconds of that music, you already know you're in for a good time with this game. Nothing more to it. My name is Tom, I am Dr. Wolf, and I'm going to do a very calm video today. This is nothing like what I did when I did Drive Club a good few months back. Nothing like that. And obviously, I know Marek and Josh have been uploading to this channel even many times. And I'm just sitting here like, make some medicine when I can. But then I bought this on Steam for £6.99. I don't know how much it is in America. And I had to review it because downright this is probably... I'm having a tough time deciding my favourite early access game. There's one of 3. This, Kerbal Space Program when it was in its early access phase, and Banished when it was in its early access phase. I'll go over it and explain. Okay. So, what this is, it's basically like a different form of your sort of city simulator. Now, yes, I've done all these tutorials and I've done a few of the challenges, but I'll show you what I mean by a city sort of generator. The idea is, instead of making a full city with roads and sort of paths around and you've got to get everywhere, this, what you have to do is make it using these sort of like blocks, and everything is based around a block concept. So everything is literally like that. It's simple as. And the idea is, you have to make a city that can basically, sorry about my cough, sustain itself. Now, the zoom's a little bit naff, so you can use keys to do, but mouse wheeling, be here all day. And great news is, this is a game that uses W, S, A, and D. And it works fantastically. I mean, everything is so fluid. The controls are very simple. The actual premise is simple. The concept's gorgeous. The premise is gorgeous. The concept is fantastic. The premise is fantastic. You know, it's all the same. I've got a really bad cough, so please bear with me through this video. So it's like this. I'm making a solar panel. Here's an analysis tab. I can see how much electricity I'm making, how much money I'm making now. It always says down for money, but what you can do is you press K, it tells you exactly what you're making per second. So I'm not actually losing money, it's just... The game doesn't have anything as a dash, it's just either up or down. If you're not making anything, it's a bad thing. So... But, I mean, again, it's all in one box, everything that you need to do. Everything you need to build is on one side of the screen. It's super simple. So, again, I'm just showing you a few of these tutorials just to share how the gameplay works. It's all click and hold, there's no just click everything around. Oddly enough, I quite like it. Normally I'd be thinking, why am I manually building each of these items? Which, you know, is an idea, but... Personally, I think it's a great concept because it makes you think. It doesn't make you speed build. It slows you down. It holds you back. So, it's telling us about decay and that blocks can decay over time, and there's all sorts that can happen in the game. So, because these trees have no water, they can decay. So, it's basic concept premise really. That everything sort of has its own need and desire to actually live, to work. Things like that. So anyway, I'm going to skip the tutorials for a little bit and just get to the main menu. Loading is quite good on this game, to be honest. And that music. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. Okay. So, I'll show you a sandbox. And I'll just build a quick one. And again, I'm sorry about this cough. This is like really bugging me now. So I'm just going to make a small area. And I always like working with odd numbers because I have a thing about symmetry in this game. And I'll show you some of my other maps I've made and some of my other cities in a moment. Okay, so literally this is sandbox. So you've got all these tools available for you. It's about 90 blocks, the game says, it's available to you. And what you want to do is make money. Be self-sustaining, like I said. So you want to make energy. You want to have people live there, shop there, produce food there, everything. Coffee shops, build a community for tourists then to come. There's all sorts that needs to add on. So, again, like I said, I have played this game a fair few times, and actually, if you've just got a spare few quid, fair few dollars, pay for it, just get it. It's so simple. I think I mean, yes, some of the reviews, if you go on Steam, you read the reviews, this is a very samey game with a very similar concept every time you play it, and there's nothing new in the game. It's hard to say. I mean, yes, it's very similar each time you play it. But what I normally do is look at it in the way that, what can I do differently in my next one? And that's my challenge. Because actually it is a challenge to find what would you do differently from one city to the next. So what I'm going to do is just build a basic city. So firstly I need power. Then some water is also good for, like, you know, drinking and living. And I've done sort of like so it's all symmetry, it's all nice, all neat. And when you see my other maps, you'll see the same sort of symmetry. And I know I've just said, as a comment, try and do something different on each map. But my brain, I mean, I was playing Anno 2070 last night with Marek before I made this video. And I'll be honest, I always do the same layout all the same times, doing exactly the same thing every single time. I have no imagination. Literally, my imagination stems to building, like, I don't know how can I explain it, mud huts on Minecraft and being like, yeah, I can deal with this, I can deal with this. So, now I can see the things are being decayed. That's because what I haven't done is actually get everything connected to the edge of the map in time. So, everything has to sort of be connected to the edge of the map in some way, unless you have a path. So, I'm just going to chuck all of these in for 2 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is, it's not too much of an issue that they've decayed. It's not a bad thing at all. So, all I'll do, go back in resources, back in water. See, this is where it gets a bit tricky with the camera, is trying to get certain blocks filled. It doesn't quite like certain blocks. But you know what? The great thing is you don't have to click on the floor. Everything has a box around it that you can just click on that and then it builds it for you. Okay. So right now I'm generating everything people would need when they live in here. So let me show you how the system works. It's a very simple concept. Say for example I wanted to build a small apartment like so. It would need an input of 1 fresh air, 1 electric, 1 water and 1 leisure. In return I would get 3 points of labour, 4 points of organic, grey water, 1 point of organic waste and 2 points of consumer. So this means then if I was to then get points of consumer, then I could buy a retail shop because it needs 6 points of consumer, 1 labourer, which the small apartment will give us both them, and I've got my solar panels generating the electricity to actually run the shop. So everything is already there it needs. So everything is, you need something in to get something out to make something new. And that's it. It's just logic building. It's not even that, I mean, even though everything's there, it's very simple to follow. I mean, you could argue nearly that this is nearly overly simple, but in essence it's actually quite a challenge and a task because, for example, especially if you have a big map, you want to find a way to generate money before you build a house and before you have people coming in and doing everything. So you want to build your money up, you want to build your consumer numbers up, you want to build everything up. That's what I'm doing now. That's why on the left side of the screen all you can see is all these green numbers. So electricity is going up by 0.17, water by 0.8, fresh air by 0.8, money 2.5, consumer numbers 0.75 and leisure 1.6. I'll be honest, leisure's like the easiest thing you can grow. But the premise is, if I was to just build everything now, for example, if I was to build a corridor, that cost me 0.5 money per second or whatever the unit is. So I'm losing money for every corridor I put down. So as soon as I put corridors down, it's a race against time, effectively, to actually get everything built. Now, this is my only drawback to this game, is that money is... You've got to basically be very frugal in the first early stages, and it's very restrictive. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. Some people will call it like it's a bit of a cheat, it's a bit of a sort of scammy way of doing it. Fine, but you know what? At least then I can actually build. The challenge itself is, if you were to just leave that as it was at 150 money, because there's no actual scale of what currency you're using, and then you went and built everything, I'll be honest, every time I did it, everything decayed and I lost everything instantly. So you know what, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is, and I'm just going to do it that way. And I don't really care, you know. But yeah, it's then a very long waiting game. I'm not kidding. I will just fast forward. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to fast forward my reaction here in this little video clip and everything below and around me, and I'll show you how long it takes to actually get to a point where you can actually generate something. Okay, so I couldn't wait any longer. I was actually kind of getting bored. And my cough's still here. God damn your throat. So like I said, everything bar these signs. I don't understand the logic of these signs. Why it doesn't work. And I'm so sorry about my cough. My throat's just dying today. I may as well just never bother. Every time I try and do one of these recordings, something stops me. Like my throat. Like, I don't know. Just this piece of paper right here. I don't know. But I don't understand the logic of this. You see these signs here? All these signs. They don't need to touch the edge of the map like the wells, the trees, and the electricity need to. They can sit quite freely there, and that's fine. But corridors, go back to the logic of you need to touch them on the edge of the map, like so. Or else they start to decay. So, I don't get it. So I'm just going to build loads of paths. And this is going to be my way into the city. And there is no city name per se. It's not like some city where you get to make your own city name. Things like that. It's literally just, here's a city. Well, thank you. Okay. And I'm just going to build a little path around here. And what I'm going to do... Oop, didn't click it long enough. Didn't want to do that. I just messed that up. Damn it. Okay. So I'm going to build some houses. I'm just going to build some small apartments. Now, everything also works on the logic that it needs to be facing the correct way to work. If not, then you've got an issue. Okay. So I'm going to build 3 houses there, and I'm going to build a retail shop there and there. Okay. Everything with the blue arrow you just saw was what's called synergy. If you put something that works well with each other next to each other, so 2 retail shops and makes a retail area, they work well together, meaning you get more output for the same amount of input. It's the same when you put like parks on the back of houses. You get more output of the apartments and the houses than you would normally for the same input. So all I do is that, and the synergies go up. So everything works with each other. So excuse me again. So I'm making like a little bit of a plaza here, and the plazas work well with each other to actually generate more numbers. Now I've just seen this flash red, so if they flash red it means it's starting to decay. If it flashes white it's all fine, so they're just producing what they need to do. Yeah, it's a very simple game, and I've just realised why they were flashing red is because they're facing the wrong way compared to the apartments. But that's it, that's all this game is just developing a city. So that's all I can really show you at that point. Because for me to make what I made, say on here, this takes about 2 or so hours to make and work properly. Because obviously it didn't look like that originally. It looked completely different. I mean, the paths at the back of the houses that uses the steps down and up, they weren't even there. Hot water generators just under, you can barely see them, but they're way under there. Hiding away. The dense trees here, they weren't there. The palm trees were there, but a lot of it's all different. A lot of it's changed dramatically. And the great thing is that there's these two arrows here, U and J. And you can go through each level. So if you want to change each level, it's not like you've lost each level. Because when I first played this game, I wanted to change a bottom. Now, if you've got something above the level you want to change, you have got to delete down the levels and then rebuild up the levels, because that's your structural support. However, the great thing is, if you want to add something underneath, you can do just by changing the layers. Or if the camera's in the way, because the camera is a bit sort of rigid where it is, you can move and you can change it again. So in all honesty, it's a very simple game and a great premise. Just a shame my throat is being the way it is just to annoy me today. But there's not much more I can say other than I would seriously recommend this if you're wanting just a game to chill out by, because I love casual games. There's something about casual games and simulation games that just do it for me, where it's just, you don't have to do much, it's a very simple game premise, it's a very simple thing to follow, as long as you know what you're doing. But once you've nailed it, you can come up with something absolutely fantastic. And some of the designs, if you go on Steam and just look at the demo designs, they're scarily amazing, they really are. And it just shows what you can do with a little bit of imagination, and that's why I love this game. It's so unique to everyone who plays it, because it's just creatively sort of molded to each person. So I'd say try it, seriously. It's super simple on the key commands, super simple to build, it's really easy to follow, and it really is a great concept as a game. So that's all I'm going to say with it. But yes, Block Hood. I don't know why it was called that, because when I just think of it in my head, I just think of Da Block and Da Hood. I don't know why. Not liking gangster or anything, as you can tell, just no chance. But you know what, Block Hood, buy it, play it, everything, just do it. That's all I'm going to say. So if you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed what I've been showing you today, do hit the like button and please do support our channel. If you also like what I'm doing here with an early access sort of review, again, please like and do comment below, because I'll make more of these early access videos if you want to see more of them in different games. And I'm very open to anyone who wants to recommend me a game on early access right now. And I'll do that. Live streams are coming back soon, I can promise you that, and my voice is going, damn you. I may as well just die, throat. I may as well just die. Live streams are coming back soon, so again, do follow us on Twitch. The links are all in the description below. And do subscribe to this channel for more, as well as catch-ups from Twitch. So if you do miss anything on Twitch, you got 14 days to catch up on there, or you come back here, it's on here forever, so don't worry about if you ever miss anything. But until next time, that's all I'm going to say. But thank you ever so much for watching. Click subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video with anything I ever do, if it's early access or anything else. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye!